Willkommen zurück bei The Zodiac Trial. Im letzten Part gab es eine Menge Trial and Error, weil wir versucht haben, endlich die weiteren Karten zu bekommen für die Tiger Route. Und jetzt haben wir es geschafft, denn wir haben sie endlich mal beschuldigt des Mordes und sind da nicht weitergekommen. Und jetzt erklären wir gerade, woran es liegt. Und wie sie es getan hat und warum. Und wir haben herausgefunden, dass die liebe Tiger eine besondere Erkrankung oder sowas hat in den Augen. Und zwar kann sie Textur nicht richtig sehen. Sie ist sehr, 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 sehr stark farbenblind. Noch schlimmer als das sogar. Und das wird beweisen, warum sie die Mörderin ist. Explain.
After killing Dragon, Tiger began to panic. She had just killed someone. Even though it was partially self-defense, she had no assurance that people would believe her when she said that. Even if they did, it's not as though in truth she was a complete blameless victim. It's clear that towards the end, Dragon had stopped her attacks, and even if it was in a fit of rage, Tiger did strike Dragon down from behind. Ultimately, Tiger decided she had to hide what had happened. But she couldn't leave her post, and people were liable to visit her at any moment. She was right. Ox and I were on our raid at this point. So she decided to quickly come up with a story and make it look like she was attacked. I think we've all been underestimating Tiger. On the surface, she might not seem the smartest, but she's actually pretty quick on the uptake a lot of the time. And she's really good at physics. Which is why her makeshift ruse fooled us all. What ruse? She started by plunging a pen into the table. To act as a base. She carefully placed the metal pipe against the pen. She then fired 3 shots with the rifle at the wall to cause confusion. After all, if there was only 1 shot and it hit the pipe, it'd be much easier to figure out what happened. Finally, she sat in the proper place, carefully aimed the rifle, and fired it in one end of the pipe. Huh? With the pen directly behind the center of the pipe, the path of least resistance when one end of the pipe is pushed forward is for the other end to swing outwards. It was that bullet-powered swing that ended up making that nasty to the left side of the back of her head. Such a plan was incredibly risky. It seriously hurt her, but with such momentum, it could have done much worse. However, Tiger isn't the type to get scared by something like that. She probably didn't even think about it. She just executed her plan successfully. Afterwards, the pipe rolled to the floor beside her. Lies! Lies! All of it! I didn't do anything like that. You can't prove any of it. Tiger, just admit it. Why would I admit something that didn't happen? You've been saying all of this, but you don't have any evidence, do you? Fine. You want me to show you some evidence? Here's something that proved that you were never really attacked, and that
Sie wurde attackiert!
and that in truth you were the one that killed Dragon.
Oh. Was waren immer die Testimonies von den ganzen Leuten? Was soll... Ah, okay, das war ihr Testimony. Okay. Ich weiß nicht mehr genau, deswegen versuche ich mal alle, weil ich weiß nicht mehr die ganzen Aussagen.
Tiger, you're about to be done by your own testimony. Huh? You said that you were standing by the counter when in the corner of your eye you saw someone rushing at you from the hallway. You tried to turn towards them, but you were knocked out. Is this correct? Yeah, so what? It doesn't match with your injury. What? You were hit on the left side of the back of your head. However, if you were looking to the nurse office, then turn to face the attacker coming from the hallway, you'd be turning your head right. It's unclear how fast the attacker got to you. However, if they swung at you, they mostly hit the right side of the back of your head. At best, they hit the center of the back of your head. But it's inconceivable that from that approach, they'd be able to hit the left side from the back of your head. Therefore, either you're completely lying about that happening, or you're leaving the part out where you avoided the attacker and began to fight with the assailant Dragon. That's not your chest!
Okay, was waren die anderen Testimonies, die ich sehen wollte?
As Ox said, it was impossible for someone to escape by running down any of the main exits. The only people left are Dragon, who's dead, and you. That insurmountable evidence of your guilt. Ha! You think that's proof of anything? How do I know that Snake or Bunny didn't do it and just pretend to run here out of concern? That's a good point. But that's all I have to do against you. Tiger, you're about to be done.
Ah, okay. Die hat mich da also dann nicht ins Messer laufen lassen, das ist nett.
You claim that you were attacked by this counter. However, You were found lying right by the table with the pen in it, the iron pipe, and the sniper rifle. If that doesn't prove my point, I don't know what will. They could have just moved me over there and left that stuff near me to confuse you. It does move where I killed Dragon. Well, that's good. I guess you're right.
Okay. Okay. Ich hatte anfangs recht, sehr gut. So. As I expected, it was Tiger's work all along.
The more the investigation dragged on, the clearer they became. Huh. I was so sure the Tiger was just being framed. But with all of that laid out, I've got no choice but to believe the Tiger's guilty. You're all wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. It's her fault she attacked me. She was the one disrupting the order. She needed to die for the team to survive. Tiger, stop looking at me like that.
Ich vergebe aber.
Tiger, I understand that you were scared. It's okay now. Please just talk with us.
Why'd you hide this from us?
If I told anyone, you all exclude me when push come to shove. You couldn't trust the murderer, and you wouldn't believe that it was self-defense. I'd end up dead. I had to hide it.
Okay, jetzt kommen wir Tigers. Jetzt kommt die Sache mit Snake, wo sie K.O. haut. Jetzt kommt. So. When she comes down, it's very possible that she'll go into the weapons closet, grab 2 pistols, and start killing everyone. If she can do that, it'll be easy to skip the race. And if she's the only survivor, she'll have plenty of time and leeway than spinning a narrative to which she's done nothing wrong.
But wouldn't it be better if we worked together with her and all survived? You want to work with her?
You're right. It'd be better, but it's not likely.
Look, I'll go out there. I've got experience as a policeman with talking to people with criminal tendencies in tense situations. I should be able to calm it down. Then I can handle it. No, let me. I've talked with Tiger a lot, and I know I can come to an understanding with her.
This is probably a mistake. Was Neues! But, Mouse, I want you to go instead of Bunny.
What?
Look, Mouse has proved herself to be consistently on the ball. I know it's really dangerous, but I trust her. If she says she should be the one to go and talk Tiger down, she should be the one.
I don't like that.
Well, too bad. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to waste any further time and argue about it?
Just go, Mouse. I won't fail you. You better not.
With those encouraging words
backing me up, I strided back to the lobby. If I was totally honest with myself, there was a large part of being terrified of Tiger. She was in an absolute enraged state, and she already proved herself to be willing to kill in fits of anger. But she was the core of our team. Always optimistic, always smiling. I couldn't believe that she was an evil person. She didn't deserve to die. She wasn't blameless, far from it. But the true villain here was Brian. I couldn't forget that.
Oh, jetzt geht's los.
When I turned around the corner, she was just staring at Snake's body, sweating. I averted my eyes from Snake. I didn't need to see too much.
Oh, this is more Dragon.
Of that to know there was no saving him. Tiger! Tiger, please calm down. We can talk this out. Talk this out? You think things can go back to normal after this? They have to. I don't want anyone to die. It's nice, but 2 people already have. Sure, but it doesn't mean more people should. I bet if you could peacefully, I can convince the group to forgive you. This can all be like it never even happened. You really want that? Yes, trust me. No, this isn't right. You wouldn't forgive me this fast. This is some sort of trick, isn't it?
Tiger, no, I swear it's not.
Tiger started approaching me. You think I'm an idiot? That you can just toy with me?
It was at the moment I heard a scuffle from behind me. I turned to see that Bunny had emerged holding out his pistol.
Where'd he get a pistol?
Before I could say anything, he fired 2 shots at Tiger. They hit her in the shoulder. Unfortunately, it seemed to more enrage Tiger than stop her. She rushed towards like a ball, completely knocking us both over. Before I could stand back up, I saw her standing over. She helped lift me up by grabbing me by my hand. That's where my memory stopped. Because after that, she began slamming it into the brick wall behind me. 2 impact and I was dead. She slammed me against it 5 times. I wish there was a silver lining to the end of the sun, but this just kind of sucks. 4 of diamonds. In this scenario, Tiger's in a highly unstable state. If Mouse has proven herself worthy enough, she can probably convince the others to let her take charge.
But if she hasn't won Tiger's trust, the negotiations will definitely go poorly. Poor negotiation will lead certainly to death and likely to Maus.
Oh Gott. Okay. Jetzt habe ich einen Plan. Ich gehe mit Ochs. Ich gehe zu Dragon. Ich pro nicht weiter. Ich überspringe alles. Ich have a guard. Ich have a guard. Ich zeige nicht für Dragon auf, sondern für Tiger. Ich löse erneut dieses doofe Rätsel. Falsch. So.
Oh, that's weird. Oh my god, correct. I'm so great.
So, jetzt kommt I trust Tiger. I hear gunshots. Victim's location. Dragon's body. Scribble not. Tiger's injury. Wenn ich das mache, dann kommt Snake, nicht wahr? Genau, da kommt Snake. Das heißt, ich muss übernehmen. She was going to attack Tiger. Sniper rifle. Tiger's testimony. Yes. So, das muss aus... Ah, okay. Okay, sehr gut, ich komme voran. Trust me. Okay, warte.
Tiger! Tiger, please calm down. We can talk this out. Talk this out? You think things can go back to normal after this? They have to. I don't want anyone to die. That's nice, but 2 people already have. Sure, but that doesn't mean more people should. I bet if you come peacefully, I can convince the group to forgive you. It's gonna all be like it never even happened. You really want that? Yes, trust me. I don't doubt you, Mouse, but Snake was right. I'm a murderer. Things can't just end peacefully now. Why not? Because bad people don't get to just walk away scot-free. When Dragon started attacking me, I felt so betrayed by her. It was so cowardly that she tried to attack me from behind like that when I trusted her. We worked together. She told us about her life back in the gymnasium, and then she turns on the group. And she didn't even try to fight me. She tried to brain me when I wasn't looking. How could I forgive that? I was initially just going to incapacitate her, but when she poked at my eyes, it just hurt so damn much. I didn't even know what happened. Next thing I knew, I was standing over her body. Snake was right. I'm a murderer by nature. The exact same blacking out thing happened when I started getting angry at him. And my mother. Snake was just getting in your head. It was probably a lot scarier there, and you really were just defending yourself. That's what I told myself. But no, that was murder too. If I wanted to, I could have taken her non-lethally. But she was a monster. If it wasn't for him, Jamin wouldn't have died. Jamin? Let me guess, your twin brother? You don't know how much he got me through childhood. I used to be way more gloomy. He was such a positive kid. He took everything that had happened to us as a blessing. He already had a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so why stop there? If he had 100, his life would be worth 100 times more. Always looking for new opportunities to do incredible things. But we were young, we were playing on the frozen lake. We didn't know better. But if our eyes weren't ruined by that woman, we would have seen the cracks. He would have lived. So that's why you pushed her over. I didn't mean to push her over, but I let her fall. That's not the same. It is! Since Jamin's death, I've tried to pick up the slack and fulfill both of our 100 experience quotas. In doing so, I've always been pretty impulsive. It's helpful in a lot of life, but just going with what you want. It led to plenty of once-in-a-lifetime experiences. But I think I'm afraid that it's come with a cost. Lately, I don't have any control over my emotions. My emotions have control over me. When I want to do something, I just do it. It's impulsive. It's not like it's something I can control. Because of that, I've killed 2 people. I'm not even that concerned that I wasn't able to control my emotions enough to not kill them. It's the fact that murder was my impulsive that gets to me. Tiger hung her head down, the life drained from her. At some point during our conversation, Tiger's desire shifted from wanting to survive to wanting to die. I wasn't going to go along with that. Tiger, if you really feel that way, then help us all escape. Then when you get out of here, get better. Get better? Snake and Dragon were both incredibly pragmatic people. I'm sure if they were here, they preferred if the rest of us got out alive, and you end up going on to do good in the world. They certainly like it more than you pointlessly dying. So, what do you say? Join me, and we'll just talk to everyone. Does that sound good? Okay. I ended up bringing Tiger in peacefully. Eventually, the entire group went up, and we had a big discussion in the cafeteria. There was a lot of debate about what should happen next. Eventually, everyone settled on having everybody cross the finish line as a group. Tiger's murders would be framed in the best possible light, but would still be reported to the police. Many were unhappy with this agreement for one reason or another, but it's what we settled on. After that, we were faced with a minor miracle. We checked Snake's tablet, and it turned out he had the ambitious personality. To turn a phrase from Snake himself, it made me feel better about the whole thing. I still mourned his death, but effectively speaking, the only victims were ones who couldn't survive anyways. Through a mix of guiding factors and sheer coincidence, Tiger hadn't decreased the net people who survived the race by one. This would sound particularly black-hearted to say aloud, but it actually ended up help. With the threat of traitors gone, the group could completely focus on search on minor trinkets. Eventually, we found 10 of them and began using them to advance as a group. From there was much to do about, but wait. But man, I was lucky that the traitors got off it like that. Gee, Tiger, you sure not to pick him. Oof, tough crowd. You will be going to anger management when we get out, correct? And the off chance I don't get sent to jail for life, yes, I promise I will. Actually, I don't think prison is necessarily in the cards for you. Snake laid it on pretty thick there, but the truth of the matter is we're in pretty uncharted territory here. There are numbers of factors I could think of bringing up that would strengthen your case. In fact, if you claimed you had reasonable suspicion that Snake and Dragon were their respective personalities and planned to commit violence, you could get away with it scotch-free. But it's not what happened. It might have been. It'd be hard to disprove, and it's usually what matters in court. Mouse, you said you were going to become a defense attorney. You'd know this stuff already. I actually plan to be a principal defense attorney? I only know a handful of those, and they're pretty shit at jobs. Anyways, all I'm saying is that if I were the prosecutor on this, I wouldn't feel too confident in this case. At the bare minimum, you could probably get a plea deal for an amount of years that you could count on one hand. I suppose the real reason Brian brought you here was the whole incident with your mother then. I mean, obviously it's rooted in the fact that you played the part in the trial, but I guess that backstory was why he felt moral justification in sending you here. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's it though. Why wouldn't it? Is there a different reason it could be? If I'm laying all the cards on the table, I might as well come clean about my testimony. I never lied. I would never lie. Let me be clear. But I might not have gotten as clear a look at the murder weapon in his back pocket as I initially led the court to believe. What? Don't get me wrong. It definitely looked like a weapon, but it might not have been it. Then why did you testify so certainly that it was? Look, the cops got all up in my face about it. They really wanted me to say I had seen it. They were saying that if I couldn't possibly identify that, this guy who was obviously the killer might get away. Given the definitive testimony to lock up a slimy killer, escaping justice sounded pretty once in a lifetime to me, so I agreed. Wow. I'm starting to sympathize with Brian. I didn't lie. I exaggerated. And it's not like it matters. He was still clearly guilty. I suppose that's correct. Even without that one testimony, the mountain of evidence was pretty conclusive. All you did was help the courts tighten the noose one notch closer. Something felt off about what Tiger had told me, but I didn't have time to think about it. Soon the run ended, and we all crossed the finish line. Our collars came off, and we escaped to school. In the end, myself, ox, tiger, bunny, sheep, horse, rooster, monkey, dog, and pig escaped alive. 4 spades. If nothing is found in the first 3 rounds, but weapons and trinkets, Dragon will be assigned the role that forces her to act. However, the most likely situation is that Tiger ends up guarding the weapons. Dragon will definitely try to strike Tiger down, and Tiger will definitely kill her in retaliation. But Tiger will try to stop that from coming out, and complicate things further. If Mouse manages to gain her trust while also being competent enough to figure things out, she should be able to settle things peacefully before it devolves too much. In that scenario, likely the only victims will be Dragon and Snake, an almost flawless victory. Theoretically ideal. However, this scenario is highly unstable. Let's find a more solid path to walk.
Ey, ich glaube, ich erkenne ein Muster. Ich glaube irgendwie, jeder wird mal irgendwann der Killer sein und jeder wird einen Story-Arc bekommen, glaube ich. Weil ich meine, jetzt haben wir hier Tiger. Da hatten wir Snake. Da hatten wir Bunny. Ich glaube, das war Bunny, oder? Bunny und Dog. Da hatten wir Horse. Da hatten wir natürlich, da hatten wir Dragon. Und da haben wir Ox. Hier hatten wir auch Dog. Ne, haben wir Bunny. Da hatten wir Dog. Da werden wir wahrscheinlich Mine oder Rooster kriegen. Das heißt, es fehlen noch einer für Monkey, einer für Pig, einer für Sheep und einer für... Wer fehlt noch? Was ist noch? Es sind noch 4. Es sind noch 12 Karten, von da fällt mir rauf. Wahrscheinlich Miner, Rooster, Ox. Oder es geht halt Miner. Ja, es geht nicht. Miner, Rooster, Ox, Tiger, Bunny, Dragon, Snake, Horse, Monkey, Pig, Sheep und Dog. Ja, dann passt es ja. Und dann, keine Ahnung, Brian, I guess. Und dann Brian oder so. Weil es gibt 3 mal 3, nicht wahr? Aber 3 mal 3 ist nichts. 3 mal 3 Options sind 9. Achso, das sind noch nicht alle Karten dann. 3 mal 3 sind 9. Das sind dann die höchstens. Das heißt, fehlen noch 4. Computer macht... Warte, du musst auch überlegen. 3 mal 3 und dann zwei Möglichkeiten jeweils. Okay, ja gut. Ja, okay. Es könnte passen. Aber gut, das heißt, wir können uns nächstes Mal auf was anderes verlassen. Und mal gucken, was es wird. Ich hoffe, noch das zu finden irgendwie. Und die sind auch spannend. Aber wir werden sehen, wie es läuft. Dann danke fürs Zugucken und bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.